Most people relocating to Scottsdale don't regret the house they bought. They end up regretting where they bought it. And the mistake almost always starts the exact same way. You're late night Zillow scrolling, you find the perfect house, it has a gorgeous kitchen, it has the open floor plan, it's got the mountain views from the primary suite and a resort style pool, 3-car garage, and your brain starts telling you, this is it, this is the move I have to make. But here is what nobody tells you. A beautiful house in the wrong part of Scottsdale can still create a miserable daily life. And 3 months after closing, your dream move might mean sitting in 101 traffic every single day, or having to drive 40 minutes to the restaurant that you thought was really close, or discovering that neighborhoods empty out during the summer and realizing that Scottsdale lifestyle you imagine looks nothing like the one that you're actually living. So I've had buyers come in completely convinced that they wanted Old Town, they wanted the walkability, the restaurant scene, the energy, and then they actually end up in central Scottsdale, about 15 minutes away, with a yard and a completely different pace of life. I've had the opposite happen too, and that's how different Scottsdale actually is, depending on where you plant your life in it. I'm BRONSKY. I specialize exclusively in Scottsdale Relocation, and I've helped hundreds of families make this move. And after watching that process over and over, the ones who love it and the ones who struggle, I started noticing something pretty clear. The people who love their move follow a very specific process, and the people who struggle almost always skip the same step. So in this video, I'm gonna walk you through the real Scottsdale relocation playbook. Not the tourist version, the version that I use with my clients before they ever make an offer or even start looking. And later in this video, I'm going to share the one question that I ask every relocation buyer that completely changes where they end up living. It's probably not the question that you think it is. Stop shopping for the house first. This is the biggest mistake that everyone makes. And if you're doing this right now, you're not alone. Most people start their Scottsdale relocation by searching for houses instead of searching for lifestyles. And it's really hard to tell what your lifestyle is when you're searching through Zillow. Now, a house can't tell you that it might have 115-degree heat coming in on one side of it, and you can't use your backyard for 3 months on Zillow. It can't tell you whether you're actually going to golf or you just thought you would. It can't tell you whether your neighborhood will feel empty once snowbirds leave in April, and it can't tell you whether you'll actually use the stuff that is around it or enjoy the walkability. Those things will all be a fantasy you paid if you don't pay attention to them. Now, this is where people accidentally create stress that they really never saw coming. I worked with a couple from Chicago who were absolutely locked into Old Town. They'd seen the Instagram about it. They watched YouTube videos about it. They loved the walkability of Old Town and the restaurant scene and the energy. But then during our strategy call, we mapped out their actual week. And within 20 minutes, they realized that they really went to bed closer to 9:30 and 10. They didn't really drink that much, and they worked from home, and they needed quiet for calls. And they actually cared more about having space in a yard than having proximity to the restaurants. They wanted what Old Town looked like on a Thursday night. They didn't want to live in it though. They ended up buying a McCormick Ranch, just a little bit close to Old Town, 10-15 minutes, more space, quieter, still gorgeous, still close to restaurants, and they love it. And if they had followed their Zillow emotions instead of my strategy, they would have overpaid for a lifestyle that they didn't actually want. And that happens far more often than people actually realize. Because relocating to Scottsdale isn't simply about buying a house, it's about designing your future normal day. So every client starts the same way, not with showings or Zillow, but with a map. We get a one-on-one Zoom call, we pull up the map of the greater Scottsdale area, and I just start asking questions that most buyers don't actually think about early enough. Questions like, where are you realistically going every week? Do you golf? Do you need to commute to Phoenix or Tempe? Do you want walkability? Are you an outdoors person? Do you want to be close to hiking, biking, or trail running? Are you a restaurant person? Do you have kids? What school district matters to you? Do you want a gated community? Do you want a yard? What size yard do you want? Do you want a pool? More importantly, Are you actually going to use a pool, or have you ever owned a pool before? Now, then we kind of start dropping pins everywhere. We look at the hospital systems, look at the golf courses, we look at the trail access points, the school districts, the freeway ramps, and where's the airport? Whether you fly out of Sky Harbor versus maybe Scottsdale Airport or Mesa Gateway, all that affects more than people realize. And that's when things get interesting. Buyers suddenly start to realize that huge sections of Scottsdale either make no sense for them or they're exactly what they want. A couple that travels heavily for work realizes that they need to be within 20 minutes of Sky Harbor, and suddenly Arcadia or Central Scottsdale is a better area for them than being up in Troon. Or maybe a retired couple that golfs 5 days a week, and that's really why they're moving here. They absolutely want to be in the DC Ranch area, and that's without a question, we're not going to be looking anywhere else. Another thing is Costco actually becomes a legitimate factor in about half of my relocation calls. I'm completely serious, and it's not funny until you realize that depending on where you live, a Costco run could be 40 minutes. And if that's important to you, it's going to change the way you're living here. Now, the confusion doesn't come from not knowing enough about Scottsdale. It comes from not knowing enough about what you really want your lifestyle to look like. And that really makes certain areas immediately become obvious. And that's the moment that buyers really start to feel overwhelmed. When you really know the area that you want to be in, and we can figure that out together, it makes it so much simpler and takes the stress off you a little bit. Now, I have to mention in this relocation of Scottsdale video, like the biggest misconception that I get about moving to Scottsdale is that it is, the same everywhere. It's really not. If you've never been here before, especially, you know this. Living in Old Town, living in North Scottsdale, living in McCormick Ranch, South Scottsdale, the Arcadia area, it feels different in every pace of life. It feels different in price ranges, and it feels different in the way that you live there. I generally break Scottsdale down into 3 major lifestyle zones. I kind of say that the first is like urban Scottsdale. That's where you have the Old Town area, you have South Scottsdale, you're near Arcadia, you have access to Fashion Square there, there's going to be great restaurants, walkability, that's where all the nightlife is, most of it. A lot of events are down there, there's energy, and if that's your personality and that's what you love, then you want to be there or close to it. But it's like vacation energy and everyday energy aren't always the same thing, and some people absolutely might thrive there, where others might be there for 6 months and realize that they really do want a quieter neighborhood. Now, the second zone that I say Scottsdale is in is really the lifestyle zone. So this is Central Scottsdale, in my opinion. It's McCormick Ranch, Gainey Ranch, Greyhawk, DC Ranch, the Magic Zip Code area. You're close to golf, you're close to shopping, you have great schools, you're close to trails. There's really good restaurants there, and there's a lot of easy access for any type of shopping and dining that you might want. Kierland's in this area, the Scottsdale Quarters in this area, and they're building a lot of more luxury condos and stuff in this area. This is really where many relocation buyers end up because it's the balanced part of Scottsdale in a sense. But the third zone is more the luxury desert living. This is the North Scottsdale. This is north of the 101. You're thinking Troon, Desert Mountain, Whisper Rock. There's beautiful homes. There's tons of community. That's where you get a lot of new construction. You're going to get more privacy up there. You're going to get the luxury golf communities, larger lots, mountain views. And if that's your dream, then that's fantastic. And that's your North Scottsdale. Once we narrow down your lifestyle zone, we move into what I call the hot sheet search. And this is where I'm making sure that you're focused on homes that match your lifestyle and your criteria, and making sure that you're seeing everything that's available to you instead of the bright, shiny object that is not at all what it usually seems to be. Some of the best communities for my clients are places that they never would have found on Zillow, because Zillow just shows houses. And when we create the hot sheet, it helps prevent hours of endless scrolling. And I'm making sure that you're getting the houses that are actually going to fit your lifestyle. Another thing that we should mention about in this relocation playbook is actually the timing of your relocation. People don't talk about this enough. If you're timing your relocation incorrectly, your dream could kind of turn into a logistic nightmare, especially if you're coordinating a sale on the other end. While everyone focuses on the house and the community, you might also be coordinating moving trucks, a rate lock window, temporary housing, school enrollment deadlines, a job start date, and the emotional weight of leaving behind everything that was familiar in the state that you're coming from all at once. When that converges without a plan, it really does become overwhelming pretty fast. Especially if you're buying a new construction, a lot of times the timeframes will shift. What's going to be quoted as being built in 9 months turns into 12 or 14 months. I've seen buyers that sell their home expecting to close in a certain month, and they end up having to be put into a rental, and they didn't budget for that, and they're paying costs that weren't prepared for. Here, resale homes, they move a lot faster, between 30 to 45 days, and that makes the coordination a little bit easier. But the best resale inventory in Scottsdale usually comes on the market during specific timeframes, and if you wait until your home is under contract and you start searching here, you might be making decisions under pressure. And that's when expensive mistakes happen. So start planning earlier than feels necessary. Even if your move is in 6 months to a year, an early strategy meeting means that every decision gets made from confidence rather than urgency. Also, another thing to consider when relocating here is actually planning your trip to Scottsdale to visit homes and not treat it like a vacation. You want to pay close attention to when you actually book a trip to come here, because visiting at the wrong time can really distort your perception of what it is actually like to live here. So if you visit in like October, November, January, February, March, even April, that's the peak season, and you're gonna experience the best of this city. There'll be perfect 70-degree weather, it'll be a vibrant restaurant scene, the golf courses are beautiful, the city just feels alive and beautiful. It's really exactly like everybody imagined it. But then you move here in August, and in July and August, the temps are between 110 and 115, and your pool water hits 95 degrees, and your car door handle might burn you in the parking lot. And it's just not what you imagine. I mean, I've had clients that have visited in March, they fell completely in love with the house, they closed in June, even which is still hot, and by August they were having second thoughts. And I'm not saying that summer is a deal breaker. There's plenty of people that actually love the rhythm of the quieter city that we have during the summer. It's easier to get restaurant reservations, there's not as much traffic, it's easier to just stay inside and not deal with the heat. But you really should know what it actually feels like before you make a decision based entirely on visiting in the winter months. And there's a flip side to that, which is also worth knowing. If you only visit during our peak season, November to April, and you see the population being busy and there's a lot of seasonal residents here, the energy is higher, there's some more traffic on Scottsdale Road, it's harder to get a restaurant reservation. That's the version of Scottsdale that you should also know. So I would say some of the best relocation visits, they actually happen on weekdays in the off seasons, like late April, May, September, or early October. That's when you see Scottsdale the way that a resident really sees it, not a visitor, and that changes your perspective. This is part of what I help clients think through during our strategy calls. Not just where to look, but when to visit, when to time your trip, when to plan your move, and that way it gives you an accurate picture of what it's really like to live in Scottsdale. One other thing that I like to mention is the first 90 days. Now, this is a real thing. So somewhere in the first 90 days after people do move here, usually between 1 month and 3 months, most people might hit a wall. Something small triggers, it, like a not knowing the grocery store layout or missing your friends back home, and everything might feel familiar in the first few months that you're here because you're figuring out a new city, and you start to kind of wonder if you genuinely made the right decision. Now, that is completely normal and it happens to everyone. It doesn't mean that you made a mistake, it just means that you did something hard. But the people who struggle most after relocating to Scottsdale, they usually usually aren't struggling because of the house or the neighborhood or even the heat. They're struggling because they haven't yet built a community here. And they may have left behind 20 years of relationships and local places that they used to go to. And you know, it's a real adjustment, and it's not just the square footage or the zip code. But the transplants that move here, the ones that adapt fastest, are the ones that really start building their life immediately. They might join golf clubs or pickleball groups or hiking clubs, join the Facebook groups or meetup groups, start going to church communities. They're the ones that start to build connections fastest. And almost everybody here in Scottsdale is a transplant from somewhere else. So they've all had the same transition and know what it's like restarting their life in another community, and that kind of brings community. So don't worry if you move here and you're trying to figure out your life in the first 90 days. It'll happen. You just need to put a little bit of effort into it, and I can absolutely help you in guiding you to places where you can meet other people just besides your neighbors. So as we close out this video, this is the question that I ask every single relocation client, and it's probably not what you're expecting. Forget the house for a minute. What does your random Tuesday look like 6 months after moving to Scottsdale? Walk me through your day. What time do you wake up? Where do you go? What matters most to you? What kind of pace do you want your daily life to have? Those answers tell me where you should be looking. They tell me what kind of community fits you, whether you should be near Old Town or far up in North Scottsdale or somewhere in between, and whether the lifestyle that you're imagining and wanting to have here is actually the one that will make you happy. The house is always the last piece, and your lifestyle is always the first piece. And when people reverse those two things, that's when relocation mistakes happen. So if you're serious about making this move and you want to do it right, let's talk. Let's get on a Zoom call. I'll pull up the map. We'll figure out what part of Scottsdale actually fits your actual life. We'll go over what the real estate is like there, and we'll build a strategy before you ever start shopping. The link is in the description below, or you can reach me at 480-684-0800 or on my website, Elite Home Team AZ. I'm Caitlin BRONSKY. This is the Scottsdale Relocation Guide. We put out new videos every week, and I will see you next week.